Alright, I think this will be it. Last sitting of me doing this. If we can meet our goal of, you know, one of these places per episode, which I think we can. It feels kind of weird and silly doing this, given it's not, you know, like a thing that's encoded in the game in any capacity, but I quite enjoyed doing this over at Beaver, so let's keep on doing it. Alright, one thing that does bug me a little bit is I don't actually get to see... So, I did check in footage. If you switch to Enduro, maybe other ones too, you do see a compass in the corner of the screen, just around the menu map. But you only get to see that in Freestyle, unfortunately. Or in, well, yeah, in Freestyle at all, I think, especially Freeride. So... I would have to reload these areas, I guess, in another mode if I want to actually see the compass. But all the same, I think, as long as I can guess what time of day it is, which maybe I might guess wrong at some point and think, oh, whoops, actually, I had everything rotate 180 degrees. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. I don't think there's any point where it really matters which way is north and which is south, in an absolute sense. Except for, you know, just confusing myself if I ever come back here and I have... I love this super upbeat music as we pan through the burning forest with search and rescue teams everywhere. But, how about the Firewatch building is on fire, engulfed in flames. Oh, high render distance. Just, fog just came in very quickly there. But yeah, if I come back here and I had guessed the north-south direction incorrectly, then yeah, I'd be confused and look at the compass, but that's probably not going to happen anyways, so I don't think it's a problem. Okay, so we'll do the thing we did last time. So... sun is that way. I don't know if this is like a morning thing or a night thing. The game doesn't really tell you, so I'm just going to assume everything's in the afternoon or evening, so what is it? So that puts the sun in the east. So this would be north then. This, I guess we're... Oh, yes we are. We are very much in this corner here. Okay. So... So are we in the southeast corner, I guess? Oops, no, I was thinking this is north. So are we in the northwest corner again? I guess we can... Alright, so let's go clockwise. It's a bit more intuitive in my mind than anti-clockwise. So imagine a ground with the helicopters coming is probably inbounds. Oh, okay. So I can go further north here. Oh, not really. Nope. There we go. Okay. I'm not really noticing much of anything. I guess we started... Even though we started, didn't feel especially, like, freestyle friendly. What's the sign say? Entering burned area. Yeah, I can see that. When did they put... Huh? They put this sign down really quickly, didn't they? Nope. Sorry, sign. But anyhow. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Hey! Duh, wait. Alright, so... So this path actually just goes out of bounds, apparently, I guess. So there's a path off the north side. I guess it's like a dried up riverbed again, maybe? Kind of feels that way. If following this is okay. Because this is where we were. So are we already at, like, the... Yeah, so we're already at the northeast corner here. So we started northwest, we're in the northeast now. I don't know why I'm having a harder time orienting myself here than before. And then over in the dam. I guess part of it is I don't feel like I found as many landmarks at all so far. And I found like 2 trees you can drive under, and that's basically it. all the interesting stuff might be in the center. Like, at least in Beaver Den, you start in what was very clearly a freestyle sort of area. But in the northeast, and there were some entrances and exits to the area. I haven't really seen many here. Here, the border is kind of barren. Nope. That's almost something. Not really. Alright, whatever. And so there's a little village sort of thing, but village is a strong word for that, but oh, okay. I hate these cut down trees everywhere they appear. We reach the south side. It definitely doesn't take a lot of time to cross one of these levels once you really start thinking about it. Actually, imagine how long it takes. You just go in a straight line. But yeah, I'm not seeing any entrances or exits like in Beaver Dam here. Also, I think that the square that contains this level is a little angled relative to the sun. Unlike Beaver Dam, which seemed to line up pretty well by comparison. Another fallen tree. It's just a couple fallen trees on the outer border of this place, so it's not especially exciting. I guess all the interesting stuff will just be on the inside of this place. Okay, here's something in one corner. Well, it's not really a landmark you can do anything with, but okay, we have a couple RVs, I guess. And what, this would be the, I don't know why I have such a hard time orienting myself. This would be the southwest corner of the map. You can kind of jump off this thing at least. There is not. Whoa, hello. Man, ow. Really aggressive about what you consider the out of bounds region to be there. That RV just does not render from this angle. Now I guess this is out of bounds too? That seems to be a corner. Is it? The fact that I can't tell if I'm going out of bounds is kind of a bad sign. It's just that barren. Yeah, so more or less southwest is just that. It's weird when there are landmarks that are considered out of bounds too. Yeah, this one's kind of weird to me. Figuring out what it is and isn't out of bounds. It feels like there are really barren spots that are in bounds and other spots that have stuff in them that are out of bounds. Now we're just gonna meet back up where we started. Yes, I guess all the life in this. Oh, that just skipped us off or something. But I guess all the life in this map is really just in the center. That's fine. Let's see. Just a little bit of flavor there. Where are you? Okay. I guess just indicating that you're on a path of some sort. I don't know if I'm even going to. Whoa, that is a steep hill. Jeez. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to recognize very well once we get back to where we started. Speed limit and so on. Was this the sign we saw earlier? Or is this a new one? So, we're definitely out of bounds here. Yeah, that must be a new sign. Now, having a map does make us a little bit tough. You just have to learn your way around, but that's also part of the fun of it, so... Okay, I actually can't quite tell where we are relative to where we started, though, to be perfectly honest. Another building and water tower, but... Where did we start? There was a fallen tree close to us, at least. Yeah, we must be close to about nowhere. Well, if this says you may not go here, well, fine by me. Just want to take myself back here. The fact that I've already lost track of where I was is kind of awkward here, but I guess this is kind of freestyle-ish area just by virtue of having a couple. Yeah, you do have some ramps and whatnot here. So northwest section, you do have this. But what do you have? Well, anywhere else. Okay, so if we stay... Well, if we just cut diagonally through everything. Actually, here on this north side, there is a pretty big hill. I guess that's something. Oh, Sequoia Park. So this is a place you'd like hike around and whatnot, I guess. I wonder how accurate this map is to anything. It'd be cool if it was, although I'd be kind of surprised if it was too. I'm not really cutting through diagonally like I said I would. Just checking out this really big hill. But so far, another thing is I can't really recall any landmarks from Sequoia Park either. Are there much of any? This might just be a really unusually plain map. Okay, here's this big hill. Jump off this thing. And there's some pretty serious air, actually. Speaking of getting big air, actually, I was looking through the game's XML files a little bit, and I was looking at the list of stunts, and this game does indeed give you points if you manage to pull off a front flip or back flip. I don't know where you would do that, where you could get enough air for that, but still on a trail. I don't know where you would get enough air for that, but you get 2,000 points for it, apparently. Yeah, I feel like this is hopefully the least interesting map out of all of them. I never did think of this as an especially interesting map aside from the kind of cool theme. But I'm heading back up to where I started, right? Yeah. But there's just not much here. Like, I can't name any landmarks anywhere. Like, you had a bridge and you had some roads and a little town. Some things like that, and like a logging area in Beaver Dam. Here, I just can't really name anything of interest. Like, okay, here's kind of a little, just a couple little buildings and whatnot. Fire danger today. Yeah, correct. No, funny little bits of flavor like that, I guess. Do the trash cans, like... Nope, nothing comes out of the trash cans if you hit them. They're very light, actually. Alright, so it's a park. I've never really picked up on that before. That's actually like a public park. Well, it's particularly prone to fires and so on. And yeah, clearly I got that it burned down. So this is more on the north or on the south side here, I guess. And mostly I just noticed that like the closest thing to a landmark I can really identify is that there's. I'm sure there's the little section, the freestyle section, which happens to have a couple things driving around as well. But otherwise, okay, there's this tiny little town, whatever area. Town is still not the right thing to call it, I don't think, but towards the south side. But other than that, like the closest thing you have to any kind of landmark is just this big hill. Yeah, I still don't really know my way around here very much. There's that little lake. But it doesn't feel like there's really anything here other than just this one hill and a couple other things I mentioned. Did I see someone driving around here in a car? Yeah, that blue one. But, I might do an enduro around here just to see if it takes you through anything else I find interesting or whatever. Okay, there's just a hill through part of it. A cool elevated portion. I guess that's something. I don't even have a good idea of where this part is. Alright, give me a second to just do one quick enduro lap just to see if that shows you anything else more interesting here, if I can kind of keep my head straight. But I haven't managed to really figure my way around here very well, precisely because... let's do Peru. Probably has more interesting stuff. But I can't orient myself especially well because there are hardly any landmarks to go off of. It's just... it's just more trees and some more trees, more or less. And in one place there's a hill. So I just know northwest there's the freestyle area, and south-ish, maybe southwest-ish, there's that little, there are those buildings together that has a little fire watch level. Like, do I recognize any of these places? That's the town with the fire watch sign, I think. Yeah, I think. There are a couple little puddles around here. That's a bridge I didn't even see anywhere, I think. Yeah, I didn't already know how to orient myself around here. Also didn't help, I just didn't see anything interesting on the borders. Oh. Hold on. Wait. Okay, I'll cut out the loading here. It doesn't even tell you which... If you're on Freeride, it doesn't tell you where the waypoints are. 1 second. Okay. We will also get to see a compass here, which will probably be a good thing. Because we're looking south right now. Ah! So I did get myself mixed up? Oh, so the sun's actually is at a weird angle. Huh. But so the south is... The sun's actually... So this isn't wait. Did I get myself completely mixed up? Maybe that was why I kept feeling bad about direction. So I was thinking... Oh wait, no. Yeah, was I thinking the sun was in the east for some reason? I'm kind of messing myself up really badly now. I was thinking in the afternoon the sun would be in the east, which is not right. Okay, sun's in the west, which is afternoon. Okay. Now I have to reorient everything in my head. So let me see. So we are starting out over... So this is that one corner. Yes. Like this is the northeast corner. It makes sense. Okay, so we started in the southeast corner. Alright. Let's just see where this takes us though. See if anything interesting pops up. This will take us through a couple landmarks most likely. And then we'll call it for this episode, and hopefully the other areas we go through will be more interesting. I do remember this and Beaver being the two that I kind of pay least attention to ever. Oh, there's another fire danger sign. But I always thought these ones had the least stuff going on, and I was happy to discover there were some interesting landmarks, kind of, if you really started paying attention in Beaver Dam. But here, no, I'm not seeing any. I can at least think of a number of landmarks in, say, and going down that hill is pretty crazy. Ow. If I think of Glacier Resort, for instance, and there's the resort component of it, and there's some big bridges you can jump across and so on, that thing's gonna land right on me. And the quarry, for instance, has some really cool stuff like the boat and so on, and the machinery. It has some very distinct locations in it. There needs to be a sound for breaking fences and whatnot in this game. I don't know why there isn't. Yeah, like, I can't really name any landmarks we're passing by here. It doesn't feel like there are any. Hello. Is that okay? Well, after this, we'll move on to other places that I know for certain are more interesting, because I can name landmarks in them to start with. Unlike this place. That dip sign can be placed a good few more places, I think. But yes, this place is also in the afternoon, apparently. And I just completely threw myself off direction-wise. I guess getting the directions wrong to start with is why I felt so disoriented the entire time, because I was just wrong about everything. It feels like it's just like a big network of paths, which I guess kind of is what a park like this is. But you'd think a place like this would have landmarks of some sort. There's just not really. Just the two I can kind of name. Where you start in the southeast and then the town kind of north-ish. Northeast-ish. Alright, anyways. So next time we'll go somewhere that I assure you is more interesting, which will be... Oh, the trailer park. I forgot about that one too. This one might have some interesting stuff. At least I assure you that Quarry and Glacier are more interesting. Wetlands also has like the military stuff. Galumpa maybe. We'll see about Galumpa. At least that's the big boat, not in that one. And some others. Not as many other things, but there's at least the boat. We'll see about Galumpa, because that one will be harder to navigate too. Anyways, next time we'll go to Red Sands. And this place might have some interesting stuff to see I just never really acknowledged. I got a place with sands in the name. The sand tires are 0 out of 5 stars. Anyways, see you then.